Hello and welcome. This is kind of a continuation of the previous guide as it uses the champion's essence from that to unlock another boss fight. Activate the quest Gates of Deep Sorrows in your journal and follow it until you get the option to place the essence into the gate to open it up. This next boss fight is a level 32 enemy, so take that into consideration. It's also quite a bit more difficult for me personally. At the very least, I got hit way more often. Unlike the previous quest, I actually do highly recommend bringing Lucanus for this one. Sorry, in my notes I wrote him as Lucian. But that's not his name. Anyway, the enemies are all vulnerable to Necrotic, and one of his skills can decimate barriers, which will come in handy. I kept Balar with me as well, mainly for support and to combo off of my Sundered status that I apply. Again, Pilfer can come in handy as well, especially since it gives buffs and heals me as a rogue. The buffs are due to the ring I have equipped, where I get enhanced damage and quicken status whenever I use a potion. And every time you use Pilfer, you automatically use a potion as well that you steal from the enemy. It does not consume the ones that you currently have in your inventory. I also specialize a bit more in my build, but I'll leave that until the end of the video, though if you want to see that ahead of time, I'll leave timestamps in case you want to skip. Anyway, this boss is called the Betrayal of Fallasan. They come equipped with a spear and shield and can summon additional enemies to assist it. Heavy attacks seem to stagger it often, but it's a double-edged sword as you're pretty vulnerable afterwards if they tank it. The attack to look out for when attempting to parry is a straight stab with its spear. This enemy threw me off a bit as I thought I saw it glow red at times even when it ended up parrying an attack. Just keep alert. There's also a variation where he blocks with the shield and then swings the spear horizontally, and that can also be parried, though watch out for when the game signals it is an unblockable. It can also summon a big area of effect ice field around itself. It's too big to dodge out of unless you have perfect timing, so I normally just use one of Rook's abilities as they had invulnerability during the animation. I was also able to interrupt it occasionally. He also uses a charge attack while blocking with his shield, though I had good success in just doing a heavy attack, which interrupted it. If need be, simply dodging to the side should keep you safe. If you fail though, expect a boot to the face. Another attack he possesses is the ability to cause shockwaves, or gusts of wind, however you want to describe it. He slams his shield to the ground and a giant wall crawls along and pushes you with repeated gusts. Depending on where you're standing in the arena, you can also get hit by every blast. It's hard to dodge when you're in enclosed spaces. I had the most success by sprinting to the left or right until they ended. Otherwise, getting hit by one means dodging the next is way more difficult. I also recommend keeping your distance when he does this, as there's less time to dodge the closer you are. He also has an attack where he shoots a skull projectile. This can be easily deflected back towards him with decent parry timing. Otherwise, just simply dodge it by moving left or right. It should easily miss you depending on the range from the target. At certain points throughout the fight, the Betrayal of Fallasan will teleport to under the Veil Tear and start channeling a room-wide AoE and gains a barrier. If you ignore this, I believe he heals and deals a lot of damage to everyone in the room. Do not run away. Instead, charge him, and as noticed earlier, Lucanus is very useful here. Have him use Abominate to break through the barrier quickly. If you're familiar with MMO terminology, this is kind of like a soft DPS check. I was only level 14 at the time and did not run into any difficulties there, however. Additional enemies will also spawn at this time. I use Balar's Galvanized Tear to gather them and then will unleash all my other abilities to dispatch them as quickly as possible. The mage variants are especially annoying with repeated ranged attacks, though Lucanus using Abominate makes short work of them. Also, do your best to stay off the stairs. It at least made my reaction time so much worse, and it's such an enclosed area, if you mess up your dodge timing, you'll get hit by the attack as you'll still be in range of it. That's all the tips I can think of, so now I'll show you my build. My main hand weapon for my rogue Rook has low physical damage, but it really stacks on the bleeds, which is helpful, at least for things that can actually bleed. I got it from a chest while exploring Treviso, as well as most of the equipment you see here. The offhand weapon I am pretty sure I purchased from the Antivan Crow merchant. This ring, paired with Pilfer, works very well for me, as I'm able to heal and stack enhanced damage with quickness as noted earlier. Skills wise, I did change up a little bit since I last showed off my build. I'm more melee focused as it fits my playstyle better, and I mix bleeds and necrotic damage mainly. Having Toxic Dash also allows me to apply Sunder stats while letting Lucanus focus on using Abominate for anti-barrier shenanigans. If they had changed Ballara, I just kept using all her points and putting it into Galvanized Tear, which pulls all the enemies together. I did, however, put all of Lucanus' skill points into Abominate, and I'm glad I did. Allow them to specialize more into an anti-mage unit, which she's meant to be in lore. This was a more difficult fight for me than Nesmol, at least in terms of how many times I got whacked in the face. I really should have leveled up before doing all these, but oh well. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more, consider liking and subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Take care and have a good one. I'm gonna go get that drink now.